Movie theaters not being open means a ton of movies are hitting VOD these days, including Kevin Bacon's newest horror flick, You Should Have Left, a man known to shoot a movie or two in Boston. I caught up with him this week to get the 411 on his new role, what our city and Big Papi mean to him. We got a rock star, movie star, dog lover. We are talking about a movie not based in Boston here. So shocking, right?
I know.
I made the mistake of watching this movie at night. I should have watched this thing during the day. How spooked do you get shooting a movie like this?
Well, I don't think you get as spooked as you do watching it. It looks a lot different on the set, and we don't have music and et cetera. It's a suspension of disbelief that we're in the smoke and mirrors business of creating. But what I find is that if you're dealing with, a man who pretty much most of the days I have to go in and be at some level of terror or some level of stress or creepy, feelings or guilt or shame or whatever it is, that tends to permeate your psyche a little bit. And maybe will find its way into your dreams or into the moments after work.
What are the challenges shooting a movie like this bring that maybe others do not, like a horror movie like this?
Yeah, I think you have to keep in mind that as an actor, you're going to be in various stages of terror for probably 75 or 80% of the movie. So you have to learn how to temper that terror. You can't come right out of the gate and be like, fight or flight. Like, you have to kind of do it in degrees and figure out different ways to approach it. It seems like kind of a silly thing, but it's like if you had to do a movie where you were really angry from top to bottom, it would get kind of boring to watch. If you had to do a movie where you're laughing hysterically from top to bottom, it would be tough to figure out a way to make that work. So in a horror movie, you're going to be scared from top to bottom. You got to really figure out how to modulate that.
So you have a special connection to Boston. What is it?
Man, I just find myself coming back to Boston to work all the time, and it's kind of interesting. I grew up in Philadelphia. Easy.
Yeah, right. Okay, careful. Know your audience here.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was born and raised in Philly, but I moved to New York when I was 17, and pretty early on, quite a few years ago, I did a show for WGBH and then went back, and my first real strong connection was that I met my wife in Boston and fell in love in Boston. We were doing a thing called Lemon Sky, also for GBH. I was living in Cambridge. We were both living in Cambridge and shooting in Boston, and so it just started this kind of string of jobs that I've had there. And it's quite a few, and played a lot of Boston characters. So I'm a big fan of the city.
All right, so I got one more for you. I know that you've grown to embrace the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and you are only 1 degree away here from David Ortiz. I know that you got to shoot Patriots Day with him. What did you learn about Big Papi? Because with us being the home of the Red Sox, that man is a living legend in this market.
That never occurred to me that I was 1 degree from Big Papi. I'm gonna hold on to that. That's pretty cool.
That's right.
I didn't have any scenes with him. He was at the end of the movie when he came out and did that.
Yep. I didn't know if you guys crossed paths at all.
No, we didn't. No. Well, he's texting me right now, actually.
Oh yeah, great. He's like, wrong answer. Well, good stuff, Kevin Bacon. Thanks a lot for taking the time, and I hope everyone gets out and sees You Should Have Left, because I had to change my pants after watching it. So thanks.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.